Welcome back, D Game. We got another episode here. Everybody's going to be just fucking happy about, or not. So either way, it really doesn't matter. So today we got Betsy. She's gonna entertain us. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be a fucking
Maybe.
yeah. It's gonna be bad. But anyway, so we'll get going with this. We're just gonna have a talk, general stuff, and kind of see where she fits into everything. I know there's a lot of it's kind of polarized back and forth. Some women, and not all that many. I mean, there's a small portion that are definitely not thrilled with me, releasing the secrets, I guess, and others that are very supportive. And she's watched quite a few, so she kind of knows. She knows what's up. So anyway, back to Betsy. What just kind of tell everybody, obviously you're Betsy.
I'm Betsy.
Yes, you're Betsy. There you go. And just tell everybody, age, dating status, where you're from, kind of a little bit about you, for they can get familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 29 years old. I'm married. It is currently long distance and very sad. Grew up in Sioux Falls, and here I am.
Oh no!
I know.
You lived in Florida for a little while,
Yes.
recently or whatever.
Mhm.
How was the weather?
Honestly, a lot better than what I expected. It's hot. Don't get me wrong. Fucking hot.
Yeah,
But it's gorgeous.
yeah.
Like, I don't take to the heat, and I thought I was going to die.
Ah,
But I had my sundresses on and just thriving.
well, yeah. That's when I lived down there, I just couldn't do it. It was it was great. I got down there like the end of November,
Mm-hmm.
and November and December, January, I'm like, man, this is the place. I mean, here I am swimming on Christmas Day, freaking loving life. Everything is great. Everything is wonderful. And then February 1st came, and I think like it felt like the devil's nutsack. And I'm like, what in the holy hell are people even living here for? I mean, it was as bad as when you walk out of the house and your car's sitting in the driveway,
Mm-hmm.
you would be literally soaked with humidity by the time you reached your car.
And the AC ain't gonna help.
No, and it doesn't freaking help at all.
No.
I mean, I'm like, who had the fucking great idea to live here?
But it's paradise.
It's not.
No.
It's fucking like.
Like, I would take the heat over the congestion of all the people there.
Well, like I always said about the whole thing was, I mean, the temperature and all that stuff. I mean, well, I'm from up north here,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm used to, the seasons,
When we get them.
when we get them. Yeah, it seems like one just never wants to let go. But I'm used to the seasons, and actually, when I was down there, I misted them. But I always misted them.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Listed it at them.
yeah, I misted them. That's not a word. But you guys kind of get
It
where
works.
we're going. All right, but my deal is I was like, walk out of the house and boom, you get hit with that heat and humidity. I'm like, holy shit, it's hotter than a well digger's ass. What the fuck? It's 7:00 in the fucking morning.
Mhm.
It's like, and then they tell you, isn't it? It's the only place I ever really been that they tell you that about the temperature and what the weather's going to be like in the shade. Well, who the fuck cares? I want to know where I'm gonna burn. It's like it's no shit. They were like, it's gonna be, 165,000 in the shade, and I'm like, well, what happens if I don't have any fucking shade? I'm fucking dead. you know?
Right, there's palm trees. They don't give off much shade,
No. And
if any.
then they got freaking alligators. I really don't like alligators. And snakes. It really wasn't my thing. I was
See,
no.
I didn't get to see the alligators, or I seen one black snake when we first got there. That was it.
And you was thrilled about it, I'm sure.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I don't mind snakes. I actually think they're cute as shit.
Snakes are cute.
Yeah,
Well,
snakes are cute.
Well, I got a couple guys that you need to meet. They snakes. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, as long as they're not like trying to kill me or bite me.
Oh no.
I just want them to cuddle around my shoulders and just let me chill.
See, that's how they get you. Is they're like, oh no, I'm gonna be nice. I'm just gonna wrap around you a little bit and kind of give you a nice little hug. And next thing you know, you're like, let the fuck go. You know?
Eyeballs are popping out.
Like they go Ren and Stimpy, eyes fucking shooting out. But yeah, I lived down there for a little while. Whereabouts in geography did you live?
Okay,
in
so
Florida?
Gulf Coast, and then if you know where Bradenton is, or if you know Siesta Key,
Yep.
north of there.
Oh, okay.
So I was like 30 minutes from the beach, which was fantastic. I went every chance I could.
You never spent any time on the beach, did you?
All the time. My first time there, I seen the Gulf, and my jaw just dropped.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm South Dakota.
Yeah.
We don't got no beaches here.
What the fuck do we know about the fucking ocean? Yeah.
And then shortly later, I'm a lobster.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't take very long.
No.
I mean, up here, a couple hours. Down there, like 10 minutes. And You're just like, okay, that wasn't a good fucking idea.
No, and then you go have some drinks at the Tiki Bar, and you got a tree shaded over you, and you're still getting burnt.
Yep, exactly. It's just freaking horrible. It's horrible. I went to when I was down there. I lived just south of Orlando. Kind of in Orlando, right by Disney World, and there was a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't really like a lot of people. I mean, not just in general. I mean, but I mean, like as a group, I don't like a lot of fucking people, and I'd rather be kind of left alone. And maybe that's the nature of why I, was raised, here, because we're kind of sparse, and I enjoy that. But yeah, there was old. There was old.
There was a lot of that.
There was a lot of old people, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, bingo was a big thing.
Yeah.
bingo was a big fucking thing. I guess I don't know. It wasn't for me.
Oh.
I was partying, but
Did you try the bingo scene like one time?
No. There was kind of there's I really kind of stay away from women that are over 30. So
Oh, come on.
it was it's not my thing. I mean, they probably knit like a motherfucker though. I'm just saying.
Well, then you just got to go to the village.
Jesus. But I did when like say living down there there's a complete difference between the Gulf side and the Atlantic side. They're completely different. You go to the Gulf and the waves are smaller.
Yeah.
It's warm. The water's clear. Not clear, but it's nice.
In certain parts,
it's very clear. And it's also the sand is actually finer. You go to the Atlantic side off of like Miami or whatever up Daytona, and it's like the sand is just coarser. It's got a freaking stank to it. You know what I mean? It's dirty.
Like I've never been to the ocean side, but the pictures I've seen, I'm just like, I wouldn't want to get in that.
No, it's bad. No, the Gulf side's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's why everybody goes down and party on the Gulf side. It's just good times. But yeah, I was like saying in the middle, it was 70 miles each way. 70 miles, and I was at the Atlantic Ocean. 70 miles. I was by Tampa and
Mm-hmm.
right at the Gulf there. So worked out really nice for me.
Yeah. But how often did you go?
Oh God. Oh God. How often did I go? I went once a week,
Okay.
at least once a week, but I was off, so I didn't work when I was down there. So we were down there for a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
And so yeah, I got to go do everything I want. I
Mm-hmm.
just traveled around, went and seen everything, and went to the Keys. That was great. Uh, Key West there's a whole story about that that we'll get into. That was sometime that was bad, but yeah, and I, it was fun. Went like I say, went and seen everything. St.
Mm-hmm.
Petersburg was cool because it was you know it's one of the first freaking towns in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
It was they're so old down there. It's really neat.
Yeah. I went to St. Pete once, and it was gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I got lost
Oh yeah.
just trying to go to the beach.
Oh yeah. But did you ever get downtown to where they have all them little shops everywhere? Just like, they had all these little trinket shops and shit. It was good.
I stayed on the main drive,
Oh yeah,
and
but
that was it.
the main drive's always kind of like 4 or 5 blocks in from the ocean, the beach, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then downtown's kind of it was kind of neat. They got a smaller downtown thing. They got where it's uh, they have big malls like everybody else, but
Mm-hmm.
down there it's more like back in the day where blocks and blocks of small little shops that are
Mm-hmm.
you can just walk around and enjoy yourself. Most malls down there that people don't know, most malls in Florida are open. They're not an enclosed building. They have a a mall, but they
Mm-hmm.
have like a bunch of strip malls that are all in the same area, and you just walk outside to each one. It might only be, it ain't like it's across the street, but it's that far.
Yeah.
You don't, it's all in one area. So most people like from up here, they're like, mall's inside. Oh, what would you do in the winter? They don't have winter. I mean,
No,
their
that's when
winters,
they want to be outside.
yeah, their winter's like what, 85 degrees in Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got down to, I think it got down to like 42 degrees one time and people were freaking out.
See, when I was down there, it was still November, and my attire for work was shorts and a polo. You wouldn't dare wear pants.
No, God, no.
And then, so that's what I wore. I got up, drove to work. I'm standing outside freezing. I'm just like, this is way too cold.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're so used to being hot.
Yep.
And I'm sure it was like 60 degrees, which up here is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
After sweating for 7 months, you're just like,
Yeah. It's freaking great because, like 60 degrees, you're like, yeah. Or even when it's 40 below and all of a sudden it's 60 degrees, you're walking around t-shirt and shorts and, you're just all happy. And it's like when you go to Vegas and Vegas, you get down there, you can tell who the locals are and who the people are that are visiting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 65 degrees and all the locals got parkas on and shit, And you're like, yeah, you're from here.
Uh-huh.
See the next guy walking, he's got like shorts and freaking flip flops. Yeah, it's like, he's a tourist.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It's but so you watch the show, uh, and kind of know what it's all about. What are your general feelings about it? About all the wonderful things that I I enlighten people about, I guess you could say.
It's definitely refreshing. Just because no one does talk about it.
No, nobody really does. There's a few, but nobody really says what, if they do give advice, they give you fucking trash advice.
Uh-huh.
They don't tell you what the core of things are,
Right.
and yeah, men and women were different, we're obviously not just physically, mentally, we're just different,
Right.
We So you can't just like everybody just wants to get together and be the same. Fuck that. I mean, how boring would that be?
Right.
I mean, I don't want to freaking date myself. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I would kick myself out.
I know. I mean, I'm like, fuck that. You know, that dude's a dick. You know,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't freaking deal with it. But so you like it that it's nothing I say that is too much or anything that you're just like, no, you probably shouldn't say that. That's probably a bad fucking thing. You're like, yeah.
Coming from you.
Well, yes, you know me.
I don't expect anything different.
Yeah, like that's it's I am different, I know that. I am. I mean, well, yeah, you've been around, you know me, and I'm not like the average guy that runs around begging for, for a relationship or and trying to be in a relationship. I have plenty of opportunity, and it's just because of the way I carry myself and who I am, Uh, so I'm a little different, but everything I say is true. Men can all be me. You don't have to freaking be a millionaire to be me. You don't have to be, this Greek god to be me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I mean, it doesn't take a little work, but you have to, you have to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And you have to be confident in who you are. And truly, when people, this is what always drives me nuts is people say, oh, I don't give a fuck. Right. But, an hour later, like, well, this person's being a dick. Well, I thought you didn't give a fuck.
Right.
That's the way I think.
Do you or don't you?
That's the way I look at it. I'm sitting there going, what in the fuck is wrong with you? I thought you said you didn't give a shit. Because when I say I don't care, I don't fucking care. All I care about is me and mine.
Yeah.
Other than that, anybody can do anything they want. Don't bother me a bit. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to freaking hear about it. I'm just living my fucking life because I don't care. Somebody comes over and like, oh, I got all this drama. I'm going, great. Glad to hear it. I don't care. And they're like, yeah, I know. No, then I truly don't fucking care. I mean, bye.
It's not hurting me none.
Leave me the fuck alone. I mean, don't fuck up my vibe. I'm fucking doing me, So yeah, I am a little different, but in general, everybody can be me, or better. I mean, I'm not fucking God's gift either. You know what I mean? But the main thing is the self-worth.
Yeah.
And the mentality. They've got to have it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to instill in them, and the way to look at people, and to understand that what is attractive to women and what isn't. And just because a woman says certain things, it doesn't really fucking matter. I mean, because they don't know what they want. I mean,
no.
I mean, come on.
We don't.
You don't.
I don't know what I want.
No. I mean,
well, in certain aspects, I know what I want, but there's other stuff where I'm just like,
well, exactly. And it's like, I'm not saying you don't, like, I don't know what I want when, you're going to buy something or you're going to where you want to live, or stuff like, I mean, duh, that's just.
Right.
But from the opposite gender, what do you want? You're like, oh, I want, just like, oh, I want a really guy who treats me really good. I want, and then, yeah, like you probably had a bunch of women that like went with the biggest douche they could find. And you're like, didn't you just say that he was like, and you have these 3 or 4 guys that been trying to get with you, and they're really nice guys.
Right. What happened to Joe?
Yeah. What happened to you? Because they don't fucking know what they want, So, and that's what I'm just trying to teach people and show people that it's to get the right mentality to kind of understand what it takes to be a man. And to hold yourself in a certain way, and not to follow any of this, feminine bullshit, fucking that they tell you like, oh, you gotta be really nice and be super supportive and understand it's gonna be. Well, fuck that shit. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, none of that's true. I mean, women don't want that. I mean, in general,
Yeah.
women. I mean, yeah, there might be a small fringe on either. Nobody fucking cares about them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So how am I supposed to? The reason I say in general and then talk in generals is I'm supposed to. I'm trying to help men date women. And be more attractive to be able to have women more attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm only talking about 2% of women, what the fuck good does that do?
Not a lot.
No, so let's talk about the 80%, 90%. Yeah, the world, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in general, everybody, because all women are the fucking same. But in general, everybody's different. But there's some that are like fucking weird,
Mm-hmm.
like different. So I'm not gonna tell people how to date them. That I mean, if I tell people how to date them, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm really fucking good at it, but I still can't get a date." Yeah, because there's only like fucking 2,000 of them in the world.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck good does that do? That's stupid. Um, but yeah, it's just in general thing. But it's men are creatures of habit too. I'm not saying I'll fucking say shit about men too. I mean, we got our fucking bad habits. Some of them just can't get over it. I don't fucking get it. I mean, it's just like, all right, I've dated a couple women in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not letting it out there quite yet. But yeah, anyway, let's just kind of keep this as fucking
Okay. So the couple women.
yeah, a couple women, couple, 3, whatever. Um, but so all women are generally the same. I mean, yeah, the little tweaks and
Mm-hmm.
but for the for their core being, they're all the fucking same. They really are.
Yeah.
Uh, but the same for men. All men are the same. They want the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The deal is that women have now changed the dating game. So men are all trying to adapt, you know, and overcome, this whole fucking thing.
Okay.
And they took a wrong turn, you know. They zigged when they should have zagged, kind of fucking deal, right?
Okay.
So now instead of being men and just kind of adjusting a little bit, they hooked this hard fucking left, and now they're fucking damn near women themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And trying to be cautious and understanding and find their zodiac signs and all this freaking crazy ass crap. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? This is a clown world. I mean,
Well, weren't some women saying, I wish men were more in touch with their feelings?
yeah, they don't fucking
And
want.
now they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now they don't want none of them. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's what I mean. Women don't know what they want. They'll say fucking just ridiculous fucking shit. And, what the fuck?
Uh-huh. Okay, we got our way. We don't want this.
It's just like if freaking women will say, ridiculous crap of like, well, I won't date a man that's not this fucking tall, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody should accept this gal that's overweight, because of no body shaming.
Huh?
She can fucking stop eating and lose some goddamn weight and start working out. He can't do a fucking thing. He can't just
About
like
this height?
he can't just like he can't just like go fucking say, I'm gonna eat some fucking bananas and protein. I'm gonna grow 4 inches,
Right.
So I'm like, what fucking logic are you? It's just fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's man, women have created a clown world. So all I'm trying to do is like, throwing men a lifeline, like get back in the fucking get over here. Let's just try to
U-turn.
let's stop going that way. But it's fucking out into a desert and you never fucking get there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like women will finally get a guy they'll fucking nag and nag or keep asking and keep asking a guy for months that they're dating.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get get to a point where finally he's like, yeah, okay, I kind of see your point. I could, and then he'll change. And 2 months later, she's gone because she's like, and this dude's a bitch.
Does that happen?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They the crazy shit of, I want to be, I want you to express your feelings and emotions to me, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay. If you,
He's a pussy.
yeah, exactly. The moment he does,
Mm-hmm.
she's out. She might not leave right away, but she's out. She's already.
She's emotionally checked out.
She's already on the freaking on the phone and the computer finding a new date. She's just like, he don't know it yet. It's that bad. That's why we don't. That's why I tell everybody, don't listen to fucking women. They don't have the slightest clue what they think is attractive. They just think, what they hear is, oh, that sounds attractive. that's not attractive. Don't do that. It's very bad. But just like I'm sure that you've had some wonderful experiences in your life. Like, let's say, all right, tell me, or tell everybody, because
everybody.
Yeah, you just wave and say hi,
Hi.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody, you probably had like the fucking worst fucking come online in the fucking world, where it just, they come out and they tell you, and it's just like, where in the fuck? Why did you even bother? You wasted your fucking breath, and you thought that was good.
Like, what was that?
Yeah. Or the worst approach, that a guy's ever done. Walked up and tried, and you just don't get it. That you just like, get away. I don't, but because women rarely say, when a guy comes up, they rarely say, get away from me. They usually like, oh, and they just kind of try to give that uncomfortable feeling of, please leave.
Yeah, because we tend to be too nice. I mean, there's some girls that are just like completely just out there and say,
oh yeah,
leave.
Oh yeah.
Me, I'm not one of those people because I'm too nice.
Well, yeah, women never want to really rock the boat. Because they're trying to just get along, but they want to get away from,
In the most subtle way.
In the most subtle way.
I'm trying to think of the most cringiest.
Cringe.
Is that a word?
Oh, yes. The cringiest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. I don't even know. There's been a lot of like just awkwardness where they come up and then they have like the most cheesiest read it off the internet pickup line.
Oh, God. No.
We've heard them all.
Oh, yeah. The thing, don't fucking look at the internet for, don't Google come on lines. Don't.
No.
I'll just be honest. In general, just walk up confident, and say what you want to say. Don't be scared or worried. Because if you're scared or worried, you guys know right away.
Right.
And that's unattractive.
We're going to get scared and worried. Why? What do you have going on?
If you're fucking weird and scared, why the fuck would I want to be with you, right?
Yeah. No, just definitely just come up and talk to us. Unless we're not giving that vibe, then don't come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Because I've had that. Just sitting at the bar, just having my drink, talking to you guys, and someone at the other end of the bar is just staring at me and winking and like, come over here.
Oh, how about the drunk ones?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That are just fucking hammered.
Yeah. Like, hey, honey.
They can't even stand up. They're wobbling. It's like, why did you even bother? This is.
Am I supposed to like help you home?
Yeah. I mean,
do you need a cab?
Yeah. You want me to get a hold of your phone and put in the Uber app? And, yeah, please leave.
Yeah.
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 You know, it's nice to, like, say for you, uh, you know, you've always came out and, you know, hung around. Uh, you know, I go out with, you know, general bunch of guys,
Mm-hmm.
and we always have a good time and kind of do our thing. And there's always you and, you know, there's, uh, I don't know, a couple dozen that come back, you know,
Yeah.
and hang out because, you know, you don't have to worry about all the bullshit.
It's a safe place.
And it is.
Yeah.
And women look for that. You know, they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like when you walk into a place, let's say, you know, because since we're talking about a bar, a club,
Mm-hmm.
that when you walk in, you look and you kind of generally know what everybody is,
Mm-hmm.
and you just stay away from the ones that you know are creepy. You kind of go to the other side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? So if there's a creepy, that's another thing. If there's a creepy dude or a bunch of creepy dudes, or let's say college frat guys that are, you know, partying and they're jumping up and down, whoa, fucking screaming and bullshit and all that, try to stay away from them because women aren't going to be around that. You know what I mean? And,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to try to leave a buffer zone because they don't want to really deal with any of that crap.
No.
And so your chances are going to go down, you know. So just stay away from that. And women do judge you by your friends. If you got this guy that, you know, looks like Quasimodo and or fucking Slaw from the Goonies, you know, it's like leave him at home or tell him you're going somewhere and go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I've ditched my friends. I'm not shy. I'll tell them, oh, I'm going here. And I go 2 miles away the other direction.
Right.
And the whole
Tell
night.
them you're going somewhere, and then you go hide in the bathroom for a little bit, and then they're gone, and you come back out.
Oh, yeah. Then they get, you know, men just think it's nice to have somebody around and they're trying to be nice to their friends. And it's great, but when you're actually trying to approach and you're actually trying to find someone, it might not, it might be best just to
Leave 'em
steer
alone.
clear of certain ones because it's not going to be, it's not going to up your chances. Trust me, because when they see this freak or cringy guy,
Mm-hmm.
even if you are the most gorgeous guy in the world, they ain't coming over by you. They're just staying away. And they don't want you to come over to them unless you're alone.
Right. Don't bring that guy.
Yeah, because once you walk, well, the worst is when you do that, you're like, you know, a guy, you got a friend like that with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh, and you go over and talk to a woman, the guy is going to follow.
Yep.
He's never just going to stay out of it. Even if you tell him, hey, I'll be right back, just stay here. He's going to follow and he's going to want to be involved in the conversation. And it's like, dude,
He's just trying to
yeah.
feed off it.
Yeah. You're just like, well, it's just like, oh, fuck. I'm going to get in trouble for this one too. But just like, you know, there's always like a couple hot chicks
Mm-hmm.
that got this beluga whale for a friend, or one that looked like they got drug on the sidewalk for a little while, face down. And yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like just leave her at home. Don't, for the love of God. Because you go, and the worst is you go over and you start talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because all right, women, is this a true thing or not? When, let's say, I'm assuming at some point that you've had this situation somewhat in general where you know, you're attractive. You've got, you know, maybe not such an attractive friend that when we're younger and out dating
Mm-hmm.
or out clubbing and doing all the stuff that she couldn't get a date or couldn't really meet a guy. And, you know, you always had, you know, and maybe another friend that always had. And oh, come with us and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, when the guy talks to you, he's interested in you or your,
Other
good looking friend, you guys would say, oh, well, look at this is so and so. Yeah, fuck. Sorry. You've done it too. All women do this shit and they try to pawn these guys off on this.
We're just trying to help him out.
Yeah, you're just trying to help a sister out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah. Have you ever got that look, where you walk over or a guy's, talking to you, walked over and started talking to you and you're like, oh, well, this is Kathy, and he just looks at you like, fucking knock it off. I mean, what the fuck? Like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like laughing. And you're like, yeah, we know. And then you just like,
We know.
yeah, you just let him suffer, right? And just let him suffer and spin in the fucking wind. You know what I mean? Fucking crap. That's what, the only way to get by with that. Obviously, you're talking to the gal. If she was truly interested in you, she wouldn't be pawning you off on the friend.
Right.
So me, when that shit happens, I walk over and talk to this guy. Oh no, how about so and so? And it's like nasty. I mean, it's rough. You know what I mean? To look at it, and like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's just rough. Like, and the thing is instead of trying to be nice, because it's a waste of time. I got shit to do, and I'm trying to talk to a woman that I'm interested in, and she pawns me off. Well, obviously she's not all that interested.
Right.
Well,
otherwise she would have stayed.
Exactly. And I am definitely not interested in the leftovers, right? So the moment, oh, Sasa, and she's fat and ugly, whatever. You guys call me a dick. I don't care. When moment they say, oh, this is Kathy, I'm like, what the holy, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then everybody kind of understands that, no, I'm not interested. No, I'm not going to fucking put up with your shit. And I got shit to do. I'm going to go back and see my friends and try again. And freaking, what the fuck? Get out of this goddamn thing. Because the worst is if a woman sees you talking to this homely thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the homely thing is not going to shut up, right? Because nobody ever talks to her.
Right.
So she's going to keep your ear. And if you're trying to be nice, you'll be stuck over there for like a half hour, 45 minutes.
And then it's ruined.
And well, the thing is that all the other women are seeing you talk to this. And they're like, oh, yeah, nope. So you got to, I'm serious. I mean, it's horrible. I get it. It's fucking horrible. All right. It's not the way society is supposed to be, but it's the fucking truth. All right.
Well, I mean, us women can't say that we don't do the same thing.
Oh, exactly.
If someone comes up that we're not attracted to at all, we're not going to stay there and talk.
No, you get out of there as fast as you can, or you pawn them off on the ugly one and you take off.
Right.
Yeah. And if there's no ugly one to pawn them off, or even if it's so bad the ugly one don't want them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The ugly one's like looks at you like this guy's cringy.
I can do better than this.
Next thing you know, you hearing that word bathroom come up, and then you guys, it's the end there.
It's gone.
Yeah, because you guys ain't ever coming back. You guys are gone.
No.
I mean, I don't know how many guys I sit and watch, because I people watch a lot.
Yeah.
When I'm out, and I don't know how many guys that you can fucking see it that they approach this gal and they talk, they don't know what to say, and you can see what they said,
Mm-hmm.
and you can watch her reaction. You can just see it, her freaking back just shuddering. You know what I mean? But she's trying to be polite.
Uh-huh. And
usually when that comes on, I'm like, oh, I wonder how long this is gonna last. So I sit there and wait. Sometimes it's a minute, sometimes probably no longer than 5 minutes. And she says, oh, you can see her, you read her lips, saying this shit. She'll be like, oh, we're going to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, she just escaped. She just took off. She ain't coming back. Hey, man, I've seen guys sit for hours waiting for him to come back. Oh, dead serious. It's sad. It's so pathetic. They'll sit there and they walk off, and all of a sudden he'll turn to his friend and be like, yeah, she's great.
Coming back.
Yeah, she's so great. Oh, no, they just went to the bathroom for a minute. Blah, blah. Oh, I'm going to order a drink, and get her all this stuff and sit down, and you'll be just hanging. Yeah, and she ain't coming back.
Bar closes, lights come on.
Exactly. I mean, anybody with common sense or ever dealt with women, you know they ain't coming back. You know, you don't. It's. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with these people?
Like, you should be able to tell if a woman's coming back to talk to you.
Oh yeah,
Or she's not leaving.
Yes,
we're just gonna hold our bladder
yeah, exactly.
forever.
Exactly, and usually if they are coming back. You don't sit there and wait for them.
Oh,
you live your life. You just
that's where the confident thing comes from.
Yeah, you go. You know, like say, oh, I want to go back. Okay, great, wonderful. You know, well, I'm not gonna like leave the entire area. You know what I mean? If I'm interested in the chick.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be standing in that spot. I'm going to go over to my friends maybe 20 feet away. I'm going to give her the opportunity to find me, you know, and then it's up to her.
Right.
You know, you know what I mean?
We don't want a puppy dog.
No, that's the thing. Most freaking guys do that shit. They got freaking this idea in the head that they're going to be, oh, I'm going to be everything this woman wants, and I can treat her better than this guy, and I can do this, and they don't want. They're like, oh my god, that's so amazing, and then, you know, and then like a month later, they're like, another guy tells them the same thing, and they're like, oh my god, that's so amazing, and you're single, so they don't want that. The excitement of wore off, and poof, they're gone. You know, so yeah, women. I'm not saying men are any better than women when it comes to this stuff. I mean, women do some fucking horrible fuck shit, but men do the same guy. And I'd say it both on both sides. You know what I mean?
It's fairly equal.
I don't pull the punches. You know what I mean? If men do, I talk shit about men, about all the stuff they do. They need to knock it off. And then, yeah, I talk about all the women and all their fuck shit that nobody fucking talks about. Nobody likes that I'm talking about. You know, they're like, them are our secrets. We're not supposed to say that shit. You know, fuck off. You know?
Leave us alone.
Yeah, leave us alone. We didn't do anything.
We're just trying to rule the world.
Yeah, we're just trying to live our life because our zodiac sign said.
Yeah.
You know, what the?
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, exactly. When they come around and they say, you know, that's one thing that man, it is for me and a lot of the guys that I know, it is like the cringy-ish thing a woman can say is when they start talking about their zodiac signs and what their horoscope said. I mean, if they're hot enough, we'll oh yeah, really? Wow, that's cool. But the whole time we're thinking like, this is fucking weird. That chick is weird, you know. It's like, goddamn lucky she's hot. Otherwise, I mean, there'd be nothing left. I mean,
no, just her zodiac sign.
Just her fucking zodiac. Great. Somewhere in your zodiac sign it said, quit saying fucking creepy shit. You know what I mean? Oh no, that don't fucking happen. You know? Oh no, I just edited that part out. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking, we didn't. Yeah. Well, fucking stop. Fucking weird.
There are some weird ass women out there.
There is,
and it's cringy.
They don't, you know, but everybody. I don't care. Even the guys. I mean, when men walk in, or women walk in, they can pick out the creepy guys right away. Okay, women are a little more covert. You know, some of them can walk in and they fucking be beautiful. They can be dressed well. They can have great friends, you know. And you don't know that they're the most cringy thing you've ever seen in your life. You know, what the, you know, keep telling her, please stop talking. It's not helping. You know, I'm fucking trying here. Okay, I'm fucking trying. You know, I've actually had to say that to women. You know, they'll be saying shit to me. I'm like, just fucking stop. They're like, what? And I'm like, you're not helping your fucking cause here, right? I'm fucking trying, right? You're hot. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of fucking leeway, but you're walking a fine line at this point. Please just fucking just be quiet and look pretty. I mean, For fuck's sake, it doesn't take much, you know.
No.
I'll be, as men, we'll be happy with very little. Just fucking don't go off the fucking deep end about some weird shit.
Let the crazy come out later.
Fuck you. Yeah. I don't want to fucking meet crazy in the first fucking half hour I fucking know you, you know? So yeah, it's fucking hilarious, some of the shit that women get away with and they think it's normal. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, nobody gives a fuck. But so like I say, the cringy freaking approaches and stuff doesn't just happen to you. It does happen to some of us. And I understand it as, the way I think about it is, women don't approach men very often.
No.
So they generally don't know what to say. And you got to give them a little leeway, a little bit, because they're going to come off awkward. They're going to come off maybe a little strange because they're just pulling it out of the blue. They have zero fucking idea and have never done it. But they had the confidence and the attraction enough to come over and say something. So obviously they're attracted. So you gotta be a little bit, I guess, nice, or, and let them get through whatever they're going to get through. And then see if you can just change the conversation before you bolt,
So is this the woman coming and talking to the man?
Yes.
Okay.
So like I say, when women come up and talk to me, I'm not saying all, I mean, but there's probably 50% that come up and they don't ever, they don't know what to say because they never approach a man.
Right.
Hardly ever, but so
I can't tell you the last time I approached a man.
Exactly. That's the thing, is women don't. So and the thing is women have zero idea what men want because they never have to approach. So that's that's a big sticking point, because, men in general, we need to know what women in general need or want and find attractive. I mean, we go over and start talking to every woman about Legos. There's going to be a small portion, that might be interested in that weird shit, whatever.
Right.
But the vast majority, they think you're fucking weird, So when a woman comes up and talks to me and she starts going off on some weird tangent of something she likes or some brand of clothes, I don't give a fuck about brands of clothes. I give a shit. I just give money to women that go buy me clothes, because I don't know what to buy. You know what I mean? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I can do a lot of things, but color coordination, house decorating, being able to fucking pick out freaking, in style, new, trendy, fucking, I don't have a fucking clue.
Working.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, there's a lot of other things I can do. I'm useful in other areas.
You're the handyman.
Well, I'm pretty fucking handy.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah. It's just like, I'm not red green, It's like,
no.
What was the slogan or something like that? They were like, if women don't find you handsome, at least let them find you handy. The fuck? Yeah, I don't know. It was an obscure Canadian thing. Fucking Canadians.
I've never heard of it.
Nobody fucking hears anything about Canadians. Nobody fucking likes Canadians.
Oh, just their chips.
And that's true. That's not too bad. But there's really not too much that ever comes out of that fucking place. I mean, what do the Canadians actually fucking do? I mean, you can have, if you say like, oh, great artwork, Italy,
Right.
Right? Or, the best fine dining ever, France, London,
Canada.
Nobody has a fucking clue it comes from Canada. Nobody gives a fuck, Here I am, I'm gonna get yelled at. You're fucking hating on Canada. I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, really?
No, just give us something to work with.
And the next thing you know, they'll be like, "You can't talk to me like that, there, fella. No, it's not what we're talking about, there, friend." Yeah. Listen here, guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck? People live in like Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, Michigan, and shit. They'll understand what that's all about. But
That's good because it went over my head.
but all right. So you had to have a few first dates or dates in general. Over the years, yes, you're married, but over the years,
Yeah.
that just you're like, God, fucking damn, and you couldn't escape, or you had to escape.
Had to escape. So the one that pops in my head first is I was talking to this guy and he was like, I really want to take you on a date. He's like, how would you like to go to church Sunday?
Huh. Um.
And me being the nice person I was,
Oh my God, no.
I went to church
Oh.
with my family
Oh.
and him. And
Nice.
there's no getting away.
No.
And then at least I didn't have to say much because you don't talk in church.
No, it's rude.
But when you have him where he's like trying to put his hand
In
on
church.
your leg in church,
In
get cozy. Worst place to do that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's like, red flag number 10. You're just like, God damn.
Right.
This-
So that was one of those things because I drove with him.
Oh
And my
no.
parents took the other car. But I was like, okay, well, this was fun. Mom, I'm riding with you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
And that's when you don't answer your phone again.
Yeah, that's what, this like, as soon as you smile and you just get out of eyesight, it's a blocks, freaking, okay, delete, block.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had some wonderful experiences.
Oh, so much fun.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, I'd probably say that was my worst. Since I've been out of the dating scene for a while. I guess the most cringiest is when guys are just I went head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll just be driving in the car and then he stops at a parking lot.
Oh my
and it's
God.
like you just think you're gonna have a great conversation and
No, he didn't want to talk.
he didn't want to talk.
He didn't want to hear your voice at all.
No.
Yeah.
And that's when you can't get away.
You're like, son of a. You're like, okay, I'm leaving now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you take me home?
Yeah. I'm leaving now.
This isn't fun.
Usually things like that, kind of have to be mutual and figured out ahead of time. You know what I
Right.
mean? And there's steps and clues that you kind of know. And yeah.
Read the room.
Yeah. You just don't like.
Just because we're talking to you doesn't mean
Exactly.
we want that.
No. And like I say, a lot of the times women talk to men, they really aren't interested. They just want a free meal.
Yep.
See,
I know a few like that.
Yep. They just want a free meal.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll hang out with you, and you might be a cool guy just to hang out with, but they're never going to do anything with you.
Mm-mm.
That's why I tell women to always, or tell men to always make sure it's something simple like a coffee date or, a lunch,
Mm-hmm.
or something maybe outside in the park,
Right.
where you're still around people and stuff, but you ain't spending money because these women will finesse the hell out of you. They do it all the time. I mean, they do this shit all the time. And I even had a gal that I know, she had a guy in her phone marked as free food.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies.
Well, I mean, it's just the way society today.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying all women are like this, but
No, but some definitely want their meal ticket.
yeah. And, okay, to a certain extent, we don't care. If we're going to take you out, obviously we're going to pay,
Mm-hmm.
for, especially at first date,
Yeah.
But you always be cautious how much you spend and who she is, and really, there's a lot of things you can ask that are just general questions that are normal questions that
Mhm.
you can see right away where this is going, and you can bounce. You know,
Mhm.
I like me. I've had one of the, a lot of my friends know, and well, I date people here or there, you know. So
Just a couple.
just a couple, yeah, just a couple. And so a few years ago, I go out on this date. Yeah, well, just started to start it. I met her,
Mhm.
actually in person. I approached her. We talked for a little bit, and she was cool. You know, she'd been drinking a little bit, but she's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
And you got to give a little caveat when alcohol might be involved. So it may be a little strange, but whatever. She'd been drinking,
Mhm.
but she seemed pretty cool. And so we got her number, and we text back and forth, and had good conversations.
Mhm.
And after about 2 weeks, and I'm like, well, I said, how about I take you out? She said, okay,
Mhm.
where are we going? Well, meet me here, because
Yeah.
I've had the experience where you pick them up. If you don't really know them, first dates, don't pick them up. Trust me, it's not going to work well. 80% of the time, it sucks. All right, so I take this. I meet her there, and we go in and we sit down,
Mhm.
and it's a steakhouse. So we sit down, and like 2 seconds, she's talking about how much she likes me and how much our relationship is wonderful,
Mhm.
and starting to build on this about maybe going on a trip and maybe going to meet her mother. And I'm like, I talked to this gal about 10 minutes in real life,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, okay,
Oh no.
this is a little fucking weird, you
Mhm.
know. Well, actually, it was a lot weird, but I was trying to be nice. So I I'm trying to, just like all men, and we do it all the time. We try to give them the benefit of the doubt and try to work with the situation.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, whatever. So we get drinks, and she's still talking and talking, and then she starts telling me about uh, that she wants kids and how many kids she wants, and she's starting to show me pictures of all these kids and stuff. And
Of her kids?
no, not her kids. She didn't have any. Her friends had kids,
Okay.
and she was like, "Oh, this is so cute, and I want this, and
Uh-huh.
oh, I love kids, and I just want kids myself. I'm thinking we can have three, and
Oh.
we." I'm like, "We what?" And she just keeps going and going about this, and I'm like, "Okay, this probably isn't gonna work out." And but I'm like, "Okay." She did show up.
Mhm.
She looked great. She obviously putting makeup on and dressing right. Because she really did. She looked really great.
Mhm.
It takes time and effort. So I'm like, obviously this isn't going to work out. But we're here, and I'll treat her to a meal, at least for, the effort she put in.
Mhm.
I had nothing else to do for a few hours. So,
You were hungry.
well, and I was hungry. I was. Don't get me wrong. That's why, yeah, I was hungry. But most of the time I'll just bail and then go grab something else.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. And I'm like, whatever. And she looked really good. So then then the weird shit started happening. It
Okay.
Oh yeah, it got worse. So between we ordered the food, and while we ordered, right after they walked away, she started talking about relationships and how she wants this big relationship and how our relationship is going to go and how we're going to get married and when and where and what she's going to wear in the wedding and what I'm going to do. I've talked to this woman for 10 minutes before this, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I can tough through it.
Yeah.
I can tough through it. So I sit and listen to all this and food comes and I just, I'm like, I'm going to fucking eat this shit and I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
I don't have nothing to do, but I got something more fucking interesting than this. This is a fucking train
Listen
wreck.
to your life.
Oh, fuck. So,
Be planned out.
oh yeah. And so food comes, I ordered a steak,
Mm-hmm.
comes, sits down in front of me. And this is where, this is the part that nobody ever thinks is would ever happen. This is where the crazy becomes psycho.
Oh no.
Yeah. So food sits down in front of me. I grab my silverware. She gets up, comes around, and sits right next to me. I mean, didn't bring her food, right?
Okay.
Sits right next to me. And I'm like, okay, okay. And I'm standing, with a fork and knife in my hand. And she reaches out and grabs them. And then starts cutting up my steak. And I'm like, I'm stunned.
Yeah.
Literally fucking stunned. And I'm like trying to process this, going, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this bitch is nuts, right? This is fucking weird.
Is she trying to eat your food
I don't know
or
about
she
it.
just, what is happening right now?
So she cutting up, and I ask, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm cutting up your food, and literally, I was just like, what? I'm a grown ass man. I think I can manage cut my own food.
Uh-huh.
She goes, oh, I'll do anything for my man. I'll cut up his food. I'll do this. And I'm like, can I just get the fucking silverware back? I mean, I think it was fine when we was on the other side. Literally, no shit.
Oh no.
At this point, she literally looks at me like that, sets down the fork, wipes off the knife, turns and puts it in my side and gives me that look like, let me. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, you got the fuck food. No,
What
you're good.
the hell?
No. I was like, whatever. No, you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead and do that. No, that's fine. Yeah, she'd be like, oh, that's fucking perfect. Yeah, that's fucking wonderful.
You're doing great.
Yeah. And the worst part about it is okay, you might not understand it as from a female perspective, but
Mhm.
okay, I can't say a fucking thing at this point, right?
No.
If it's something weird shit like this happens to you, a waitress or a waiter comes walking by, you just tell them,
Right.
Yeah, they're going to make sure you leave. And yeah, waiter come walking by and I'm like, dude, she just fucking stuck a knife in this fucking bitch is crazy. They're going to laugh at me and walk off. But then she's going to hear that I just told on her.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
So I might die.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm serious. I was like, I might fucking die.
That's
she's
terrifying.
Oh yeah, she's fucking just like tried to stab me, kind of. You know what I mean? I'm like, and the whole time I'm thinking in my head, I just got stabbed on a first date. It's like this fucking bitch pulled a knife on me. What the fuck? It's the goddamnedest thing that ever happened, right? So obviously at that point, I'm looking for because I can't just like, even if I try to leave, she's gonna follow me. I mean, she's fucking crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running through all the scenarios in my head of trying to how the fuck I'm gonna get out of this, but plus try to, acknowledge and agree with any of the fucking weird shit she got on it because I don't want to piss her off anymore, right?
Right.
I mean, fuck. So, so I'm dead fucking serious, right? And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this, So the only thing I could think of is we need tequila shots, Yeah, start ordering fucking shots, start ordering fucking big drinks, and I sit there and listen to her for about another half hour, 40 minutes. And finally she's, was like, oh, well, and I need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of over there, She wanders across, and as soon as that door, I was up. I fucking bolting, man. I fucking run. I run, jumped in my fucking, took off, and fucking driving like fucking looking in the rear mirror. Fucking.
She's following.
Oh fuck! I didn't know.
Oh,
I
no.
drove around for like 2 hours, just all over randomly.
She didn't know where you lived, right?
No, had
Oh,
no
thank
fucking
God.
clue. I mean, but as I was running, I was block, delete, fucking, whatever. It's like Jesus fucking Christ. Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
can't even imagine.
Oh, it was fucking great.
Sounds like such a great day.
Well,
Way to keep it alive.
Hey, and I've come across most anything at one time or another. It not too much fucking surprise. I mean, don't get me wrong. Her pulling a fucking knife and putting it at my side I wasn't right for that. You know what I mean? It's just not too much to surprise me, but even in the fucking farthest depths of I never thought she'd try to stab me on a first date in public.
Right.
And
people looking.
Yeah, exactly. And why would you cut up my fucking food? I never figured that part out. I'm like, she's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, she's fucking
I never
nuts.
went over to the other side of my date and start cutting up his food.
Fuck no.
I haven't done that. Not on a date. Unless it's my dad.
Well, yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is some psychotic fucking shit. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Because I did. I drove around for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, wherever it was, and just made sure that,
it was clear.
Yeah, that it wasn't following. And then I went home and freaking, I'm like, fuck this.
Did you leave her with the bill?
No. I threw, I paid the bill. I threw cash on the table and I left. But I mean, I should have, but I mean, I don't really want to piss her off anymore.
No.
I mean, if she's,
women can be FBI agents.
If she'll
find you.
Yeah, if she's got the balls enough to fucking stuff a fucking knife in my side in public, well, the last thing I want to do is stiff her with the bill. She really gonna fucking come find me,
Yeah.
And then I ended up, obviously I don't go back to the place I meet her for like 6 months. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not coming around. I mean, fuck that. So then ended up running into her at another place, and yeah, she never said a word about it. She just thought, oh, hi, how have you been? Oh, great, living.
I'm alive.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
I got my kidney.
Yeah, that's the first thing. that's the first thing I fucking kept saying was like, oh, I'm alive. I'm living. Woke up this morning. Things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever really got it. And then before I left, it was like 10-minute conversation. She's a nice gal. I'm not saying she's not nice. She's fucking nuts. Fucking, she's bonkers. But yeah. And then, I'm not saying she's horrible. I just like, what the fuck? And then the guy that she was dating, or whatever, he come walking up. You see he had fear in his eyes. I mean, he's just like, help. I'm like, you're on your fucking own, dude. You fucking been there, done that.
I had to figure it out. You're on your own.
And so when we ended up rigging, I started talking to a couple friends or whatever, and a minute later I turned around and I'm like, well, it was nice seeing you, She goes, oh yeah, I like it. And I went over and shook his hand, because, I'm like, kind of leave,
Yeah.
So I shook his hand. I'm like, yep, hope you wake up with a kidney. I can just, he's like, what? And I'm like, just wait. Just wait, dude. She ain't playing.
Right.
I don't know if he ever got it. Yeah, he don't ever got it. And then everybody I was talking to was like, what'd you say that for? And I explained the story to him. So they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, dude's gonna she gonna get him home. She gonna do this, and fucking next thing you know, he's gonna wake up in a bathtub full of ice, missing a kidney,
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be bad.
Oh no.
Fucking absolutely nuts, man. But other than embarrassing stories about myself, which I really don't care. But I don't know if it was embarrassing. It was fucking good, man. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody says you got to experience everything once. That's one thing I did not fucking need to experience. I think I could have made it through my life without fucking worrying about that.
You would have been just fine.
I would have been just fucking fine. Yeah, it's not going to be a thing that's on the bucket list or any bullshit. But in general, a lot of things I say on here, they so some people of the female persuasion, they have a little contention, but I think that the deal is this: I'm not just doing it. I'm doing it. This is a man's channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's for men. It's about men being men.
Right.
It's about men bettering themselves, becoming more, being more confident, and being more solid, I guess you could say, as a whole, as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just, in that, when they do that, they're not just helping men. They're, I'm not just helping them. When guys learn, or understand and become better,
mm-hmm.
I'm helping women because they're better men.
Right. You're helping them so they can,
for you guys have more to select
whatever.
from.
Yeah.
At a higher level. You know what I mean? Instead of
30%.
Yeah, the 30. Yeah, nobody wants the 30%. It's like, oh, I'll pass.
Right.
It's like, oh, you're 24-year-old. You're a virgin. Huh. Weird. Yeah, not for me. I'm gonna pass. Or you come across the ones that are like, oh no, this and this and blah blah blah, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. You haven't dated in 5 years. You've been single for 5 years and haven't been able to come around and date a woman in 5 years, and the first, all that's running through your head is like, nobody's wanted you in 5 years. I ain't starting now.
I'm not going to be the guinea pig.
I'm not going to be the first one. If nobody else wanted you, why not? Fuck would I?
Right. Like, why?
And it's also like, social proof and things like that help out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, I talked to men, on the channel, some about it. I'll get in more about it, but social proof is a big thing for women. It's, if you walk into a club, let's say, and, the seating area in the back or whatever, where all the tables are and stuff, if they're just like 4 or 5 dudes talking, having a good time, even if they're quiet, even if they're dressed well, even if they're gorgeous, you're not going to approach them. You're just,
no,
because it's like, you don't know.
Right.
They might, you don't know who the fuck they are. But in the back, if there's 2 guys and there's like 6, 8 women around and they're all laughing, having a good time, well, you'll probably go approach the women and want to be involved, because obviously those guys aren't creeps. Otherwise, the women wouldn't be there.
Right.
So it's already approved. You're already over step 1. You already got the social proof. You see, that's what I'm trying to tell men is, don't just, go out with your boys, but you don't have to be friends with women. You don't have to be like hang with them and stuff like that, but you do need women as acquaintances that are going to stop by and say hi.
Right.
Or hang out and tell a few stories, whatever. But it's just like, me and you, we're quote friends, but just when we're out, very seldom do we really even talk. We don't really send messages back, a little bit here, a little bit there, but when we're out, we talk.
Right.
We have a lot to say, and I enjoy each other. But a lot of guys want to be best friends and text all day long and message all day long and like don't, or be involved in their life. I guess
have to tell you everything.
Yeah, and then when you're moving, oh, I'll help. or oh, I'm having a bad day and I just can't. Oh, come on over here and we'll get drinks and talk about it. I'll
Mhm.
buy it.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't fucking do that. You know, nobody really wants to be friends with women. I mean, women don't even want to be friends with women. Come on.
No, I maybe have like 3 girls that I associate with.
Well, see, you don't even want to be friends with women. Why
No.
the fuck would we?
Right.
I mean,
I mean, you gotta be pretty damn cool. No drama. Keep that away.
yeah. Well,
If you just want to be like, hey girl, how's it been? Been good. You're looking great. How's work? And then go on our merry way.
oh yeah. It's like say we hang out,
Mm-hmm.
when we in the same place or whatever.
Right.
We hang out for 2-3 hours. We have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I mean, we might not see each other for a month,
Right.
2,
Another 4 months.
4 months, whatever.
Right.
And we might send what, 10 messages back and forth
Mm-hmm.
in that 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm trying to, be somebody's fucking best friend. That's why I tell everybody. That's the way I deal with everybody. It's not just you. It's the way I deal with everybody.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't like, just I'm living my fucking life, you're living yours, and I'm not trying to get involved in fucking you know what I mean?
I
I'm
got
doing
stuff
my
to do.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing my fucking thing. But guys, they like this whole, for some reason these days, they like that if a woman is a friend of theirs and gave them even an ounce of attention
Mm-hmm.
or a little bit of uh, confidence in who they are, they're just going to be their best friend.
Right.
It's going to be like that lap dog that runs over and, oh, do whatever you want.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like fucking stupid. They ain't fucking wasting their time.
Mm-hmm.
Because ain't nobody give a shit anyway. But yeah, that's the general. I just didn't want to freaking get too crazy with some of the, some of the things I do say is controversial.
Yeah.
And I probably, they don't, it's not that they don't like what I say. It's just they don't like the way I say it.
Mm-hmm.
I heard another person say this, and it makes perfect sense. It's like, if it's not what I said, right? It's the way I say it.
Said it.
So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, because if I say the sky is blue, or if I say the sky is fucking blue,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't fucking matter. It's the same.
Still blue.
The fact is still the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter the way I say it. Well, it does, but it doesn't. But
Not when you don't care.
no, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't. I really don't. And I'm not trying to really piss anybody off. You know what I mean? I'm not really trying to get at people's goats or any of that stuff. I'm just trying to get the point across.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I say, it's to help women too.
Yeah.
And to understand, yeah, okay, I say a lot of things about single mothers. I have no problem with single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea is to get it, through their, I don't want to, because it sounds like if I say get it through their head, it kind of sounds like, oh, they're dumb, but it's not that. But get it through to them that they're now have a deficit
Mm-hmm.
in the dating market.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to step up their fucking game. If they're still looking for that prize guy,
Mm-hmm.
well, they got to up their value in another way. Just like if a guy is looking for an 8 or a 9 woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say 10, whatever.
Yeah.
All women fucking think they're 10s.
We're all 10s.
Yeah.
We're
Fuck.
12s.
Yeah. 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 Fucking nuts. Ask them, what they rate themselves. Oh, gee, I'm a 10. We're all 10s. And like, no,
No.
you're lucky to be a 4. Then they get offended and leave. But anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling her that she needs to up her game, because, like saying, as guys, we got to up our game to just because if he's tall
Mhm.
but fat, well, and he's looking for a 10,
Mhm.
right? Chances, chances are going to go downhill, right? So make up for that deficit, maybe lose a little bit of weight, or freaking make a ton of money. You know what I mean? And get a lot of confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, he's made up for his deficit of being overweight.
Mhm.
Or let's say he's short and there's nothing he can do about being short, but he's done these other things that made up for that deficit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be interesting.
Just like single mothers. Okay, now they I'm not saying a child is a deficit, or anything like that, but
Mhm.
in the dating market, okay, in life in general, no. But in the dating market, yeah, I mean, that's a factor.
Mhm.
So if they still want the same quality of man or better that they've been shooting for, then they need to, you know, adjust things in their life to make other aspects of their life more attractive to men.
So, what about being the single mother is off-putting?
In a general sense,
Mhm.
if you're a single guy
Yeah.
and you have no kids,
Mhm.
dating a single mother that has a kid, okay, you're going to have less time.
Right.
Uh, you don't have children of your own,
Mhm.
so you have no idea the responsibility.
Yeah.
So you're diving into something that you're not ready for.
Mhm.
Also, if she has a child, baby daddy's going to be involved, and you're never going to get rid of him.
Mhm.
Plus, she's also dated dated the guy and actually cared and loved about him. So she's not, at some point she had a kid with him.
Mhm.
So she actually had feelings for this guy that's always going to be in their life.
Right.
Okay.
Understandable.
Okay. Let's say the relationship works out, right?
Mhm.
Let's say you date for 3, 4 years. You guys, by that time you're living in a, apartment or a house yourself, right?
Mhm.
Together.
Right.
Well, now you are also responsible for this child to a point, to a certain
Mhm.
extent,
Yeah.
where you're gonna have to take take them to games or pick them up from school or take them out and buy them things, and you know what I mean, because it's the natural flow of a relationship.
Mhm.
But you have zero authority.
True.
If the mother says you can't discipline the kid, you can't.
No.
The mother says you can't do this you can't.
Mhm.
So you have
No
zero
say.
authority, all the responsibility, and you have to deal with all this other bullshit. It's a lose-lose situation.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all single mothers are horrible.
Mhm.
There's a lot that are great, but they need to look at the factor that it's not going to be in a guy that has a lot of. It's not going to be in the best interest of the men that they are looking for. It might be in the best interest of some men
Mhm.
that the women just don't look for.
Mhm.
But the type of men that women generally look for, it's not in their best interest to do that.
Okay.
It's just it's a deficit. It's different when it goes back to when it is a single father. I'm me.
Right.
It's different because they're not going to be financially responsible for my child at any point.
Mhm.
They are not going to have to really discipline my child at any point. I mean, they might have to say, stop, don't do that, and give me a call. I'm the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So they don't have any of that factor. If the child's giving them trouble, well, I'll handle that. I'm not just going to let it go.
Mhm.
And if it's a problem, I mean, obviously my child's always going to win. And well, I mean, it's true. I don't give a
Mhm.
shit. My kids are freaking. I don't know if I could ever date anybody that would even be close to 50% of my children. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah. No, your children come first and they're your whole lives.
always. And women generally know that. And
Mhm.
women are usually more nurturing and understanding about it.
Mm-hmm.
They enjoy children
Yeah.
a lot more than some men. Some men do. I'm not saying all, but uh, when women only deal with baby mama if they choose to,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise they know that the man will just take care of it. And if you're a woman that's not doing or having to deal with that because your man isn't, well, you chose him. Duh.
Right.
I mean, so it's a uh, when it works the other way around, it, it doesn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? Uh, that's why I say that men that don't have children should not, date a single mother that has children.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but like a father that has children more than every other weekend warrior kind of guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not
Bashing
fucking
them.
bashing them. I'm just saying that it's a different in the mindset and the way you set your life up.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your kids 50% or more, then yeah, you can date a single mother because they're gonna deal with you already know what you're dealing with. You already
Mm-hmm.
been there. You already experienced. You are experiencing it.
Right.
Uh, you're not jumping into something that you don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they can't use the child against you and you not be able to pick up on that pretty quick
Mm-hmm.
versus, you know, you would, I don't ever, unless, like I said, darn well, there's a lot of single mothers that say things like, uh, oh no, I can't, come out, my child, which is fucking legit, right?
Mm-hmm.
80% of the time, maybe less. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If they just don't want to go out, there's always, oh, I got to stay home for my, there's
Mm-hmm.
always the excuse. Plus, like say a single guy, he wants to go, if he wants to just take a weekend, hey, let's go, you know, fly across country, do this for a week, whatever. You can't do that as a single mom.
No. Unless you have a good support system where you're leaving that child or taking it with you.
Very, very seldom can you spur of the moment do things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the mother generally like that would be like I say, most mothers are good mothers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna want to just ditch their kid
No.
to go with a
I know
guy.
some mothers that would do so.
Yeah. Well, there's hoes in every.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just like say every aspect of everything has a bunch of the 304s come out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they but yeah, that's why it's not in an interest for a guy now to date him, fine.
Mm-hmm.
To friends with Bennett, it's fine. To do that kind of is fine. That's why I'm just saying they're recreational use. They're not for don't take them seriously. I mean, now if this single mother is exceptional, you know what I mean, and not just taking care of her kid,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, but they're exceptional in other aspects of valuable dating, you know, you know, value.
Okay.
Then yeah, you can look at them, but you can take them seriously if need be, but you can't just take your average. It's a fucking losing situation for a guy. And then the worst part about it is, let's say, like I said, they dated for like 5 years or whatever. They moved
Mm-hmm.
in together.
Yeah.
Let's say a breakup. He loses her and that child that he spent 5 years loving,
Right.
and he has zero response or zero legal force to ever see that child again.
And that sucks because not only has that man through that relationship with that child, did the same.
Yep.
That sucks.
So that's why I say don't do it, because don't put yourself in a situation like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
now if a guy does that and he gets out and he's like, man, she just won't let me see the child. I know me and her didn't work out, but you put yourself in that
Mm-hmm.
situation. You created it yourself. It is your fault.
Yeah.
You should have known better.
Mm-hmm.
Use your goddamn head. That's why I say it. That's why people are mad. I mean, I'm just going off logical.
No, it definitely, once you put it in perspective, it totally makes sense.
Yes. Now, is there a lot of, do I expect women to like that?
No.
No, I don't expect them to like it. They're gonna like it or dislike it however they feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I would encourage them to say, okay, I do understand from a dating market value, not as a human being, but
Mm-hmm.
as in the dating market, I do need to step up a few other things,
Yeah.
and be a better uh, mate to someone, because the situation is I'm in a deficit,
Right. It's
so
different.
be better. If I was single and uh, met this gal, single mother,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in general, I'm not really thinking to take them seriously,
Mm-hmm.
but they're great people. I'm not saying they're not, but if all of a sudden I get to know her and she's an exceptional cook, I mean exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if she is extremely feminine, if she is uh, the epitome of a outstanding mother,
Mm-hmm.
okay, these are things that now kind of you can weigh. You know what I mean? This is a person that I, if I invest in them, is worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Is worth my investment, I guess you could say, because they can make up most single mothers. I'm just saying most. You guys yell and scream at me all you want, but most single mothers have, they're busy, so they're
Right.
not cooking because they're busy. They got to work. They got to, do all the cleaning, the bills,
Mm-hmm.
take care of everything, get the card, everything, take care on that. They got to do everything.
Right.
And they're hard working. I'm not saying they ain't hard working,
Mm-hmm.
but they generally don't cook. They, uh, uh, a lot of them are very masculine because of the situation, and they kind of have to be.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But they don't know how to turn it off. And also, they generally get in with no one there besides them. In general, they don't show the greatest mother, not saying they're not good mothers, but just like women don't want average men,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want an average mother. We want an exceptional mother.
We
Just
want
the
that
same
another one, mom.
yeah, just like you guys want exceptional men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I mean? They're so busy, and they have nobody there to check them, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
that they get into a rhythm and just, it's not the greatest mothering. Um, I'm like say my mother was a single mother. She raised me or whatever, and she did excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, she was I was a horrible kid. I was horrible. Some of the shit I did, but um, so but she never let anybody interfere either. Like I said before in a podcast, there was she raised me like 10, 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
just herself.
Yeah.
And I met one guy, I think 3 times. And then I kind of fucked that up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which I honestly, I apologize for, and I should have never done. I still feel bad about it, but uh, that was it. 12 years. There wasn't a new guy every year.
Mhm.
There wasn't, you know, all this bullshit and fucking, you know what I mean? It was us, just me and her. You know, well, my older brother, but
Yeah.
but it was just us, and that's just the way it was. And I'm like, now being raised like that, and her allowing me to be, uh, a man,
Mhm.
and not raising me and coddling me, because even a mother can be, raise you somewhat to a little hard, like boys are supposed to,
Right.
and she did a freaking excellent job. Um, and I'll be eternally grateful for for everything she did. She busted her ass. She was out working, uh, you know, freaking 3 jobs at one time, and doing everything. At the time, I didn't appreciate none of it,
Mhm.
but she also wasn't ever looking at herself over us. So, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of women, and you might know a few, that are single mothers that are more worried about their life and a man meeting a man to treat them well and make them happy than they are of just
Their own
saying,
child.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a sad situation, but that's the situation that's that out there now.
It's a reality, and one that I haven't had to deal with personally. Like, I grew up, my dad, as an over the road truck driver. So he would maybe be home once or twice a week. Other than that, my mom was taking care of us, all of us girls. She was doing the discipline. Yeah, was there a check coming in other than hers? Yeah, but she's cooking dinner. She's getting us ready for school, getting us to school, come back, bathing us, making sure we're okay,
Oh yeah,
disciplining us, and everything else. So I definitely, you know, appreciate my mom being that person without having my father. Could she call him and be like, hey, the kids are acting up? Yeah, we're going to talk to dad
yeah,
and maybe get our ass beat when
yeah,
he gets
yeah.
home.
Well, that's the thing is I think that mothers should, even if they're married to their husband,
Mm-hmm.
that mothers kind of take the lead with the child until
Mm-hmm.
they're, you know, that 9, 10 years old, 11, somewhere in there. And then it kind of slowly fluctuate to the man taking the lead
Yeah.
from then on. You know what I mean? They women kind of nurture and raise and instill values and then a man disciplines and
Mm-hmm.
teach teaches teaches how to be,
Yeah.
how the world works. So there's that little caveat of whatever that you got to get through when you always see it with all relationships. You always see where there's just all of a sudden it just kind of twists and it's the other person because uh like like you said, your mother, even with him gone,
Mm-hmm.
she still had that in her back pocket, where let's say you got to be 14 years old, know everything,
Mm-hmm.
and your mom's like, I want to freaking do this, and I want to whoop your butt, or whatever the deal is, and you're like, whatever,
Yeah.
But when she says, your dad's gonna be home in 2 days, just wait,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh shit,
Right.
yeah, exactly,
She pulls out the dad
yeah,
card.
exactly. That's a whole different deal when dad's
Uh-huh.
gonna be involved,
Yep.
So that's there's a lot to be said about having two parents, and there's nothing wrong with if the women just have to up their game. They
Mm-hmm.
really really do, and they could find a great guy, but they have to be great women. you know if they're just going to be average, you better settle for an average guy,
Yeah.
and that's all you're going to get.
So with, how you were saying before, you put all this work into the relationship and 5 years later down the road, you're living together and it just doesn't work out. But if you have, this exceptional woman, single mother that, does all this stuff, what's Is it because she's just, a really great companion versus, the one that's not putting any effort in?
Yeah,
Or is it still going to be the same, 5 years down the road and
well,
it blows up?
usually it's when a woman does certain things, uh, in general, let's be real. In general,
Mm-hmm.
guys usually don't leave women. They don't really leave the relationship. They just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're unhappy, they'll stay. Women leave.
Yeah.
So even you get together, and even if there's things that he's not happy, he's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
In general, he's going to stay. Uh, but as long as she's making a bigger effort on other parts of her life,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she may be, you know, maybe all her friends, even with children, are, out clubbing every other weekend.
Mm-hmm.
She stays home. She don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm. She's being responsible.
Yeah, she's being responsible. She's level-headed. When he comes home, let's say vice versa. She has friends that are single mothers too that have a man. When he comes home and he's tired from working, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he sits down and he's like, yeah, I'm just hungry. I'd like something to eat. And her friends would be like, well, there's fridge,
Right.
right? Because they're tired too. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But her, like I said, the exceptional mother, will just go do it
Right.
and make him feel that she appreciates him, to make him feel like he's the man, the head of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything after that, he will make sure everything for her is the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's not the deficit that you were talking about, like the child or, a man being overweight and being,
It's
whatever. You're
yes,
just looking for that right companion.
you
Someone
are.
who's gonna, put in the effort, equal effort or whatever, fight for the relationship and whatnot.
Yeah, if somebody has something, uh, like I say, when I say deficit, I mean, I don't, it's horrible to say, but
Mm-hmm.
it's what I'm trying to talk about is a child is a deficit. No, it's not, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She does have something more now of a burden, something, not a burden. You can't ever say the right word, you know what I
Right.
mean? But y- you all know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, but she has something to overcome.
Yeah.
She has to be better than the gal next, to
Mm-hmm.
still get the same guy.
Yeah.
Because, you got to look at it just like if there's two guys, they, are great guys,
Mm-hmm.
both 6'2", right? Both same, identical twins, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same age, make a great, bunch of money, and everything is wonderful. But one of them is 480 pounds and the other one is fit and 210.
Mm-hmm.
Just off the cuff, which one are you going to date? Because he
Probably
has
the more
because
fit
he
one.
has a deficit. The fat one's fat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a single woman with no kids and a single mother that's the same as every other single mother,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to pick the single mother. Or I mean, you're going to pick
This,
the single woman, not the
mm-hmm.
single mother.
Yeah.
You're going to pick, because there's a deficit.
Mm-hmm.
So, if she is uh, more feminine, all them things more than the single woman,
Mm-hmm.
now you guys even.
Yeah.
Because the things that this gal lacks, you show.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have a child and she doesn't. So now you guys are in an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a harder decision.
Okay.
It's just like if the identical twins, whatever, they both were identical. Harder decision, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you put them on a level playing field. That's what I'm telling women to do, is to better themselves, to be more of what a man is attracted to
Mm-hmm.
more than the average woman is,
Yeah.
then they're on a level playing field. Or if she doesn't have a child and she's just, if she does these things, now it raises her way up above the average woman. Now she's,
Mm-hmm.
very attractive.
Right.
And it just takes, I mean, men don't ask for much. We don't. I mean, we're fucking simple creatures. All we wanted to be is, feed us and be nice to us,
Yeah.
fuck us.
Don't
Yeah.
put knives in their side.
Yeah, don't put a fucking knife on your side in the first date. Yeah, that's definitely a fucking no. But yeah, you do them three things, generally a guy will never leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
It's,
definitely makes sense. So would you say the average male, or because I don't know, like, are people looking for that long time, forever, companion, wife, whatnot,
I think
or is more of the men nowadays just looking for just dating, have fun?
this is where it's going to be hard,
Yeah.
because this is where the truth comes in. It's going to be kind of hard for you guys. Uh, I think in general, when it comes to women, they're looking for a long relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They women can sport fuck and do friends with benefits for a little bit, but not very long. It tends to fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
They don't deal well with that. Which there's nothing wrong with. That's great.
Yeah.
Uh, Men, yeah, we can do it. And it doesn't bother us. We have zero problem with one night stands. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we give a shit.
Yeah.
So when it comes to a woman, she is generally looking for a long-term relationship. A guy generally looking to get laid to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest. I'm 100%. It's truth. Um, he may want a relationship. He may be looking for a relationship. But when he meets you, he isn't trying to. In general, he's not trying to figure you all out
Right
and
now.
and try to be. He thinks you're hot. And he wants to fuck you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And then usually after that, then
See where it goes.
yeah, then we'll see where it goes. And then he'll want to get to know you and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. But in a general sense, men, there are men, and men do want uh, to define relationships. We do,
Mm-hmm.
but just the same as women. But we're okay with just going out doing our thing.
Yeah. Having the freedom.
Yeah, having the freedom of doing our thing. We don't really need a woman
Mm-hmm.
other than sex.
Yeah.
'Cause, it's.
The goods.
But women generally need the companion. They really yearn for a companionship
Mm-hmm.
and to be with someone.
The stability and
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't need the stability. We are the ones that provide the stability.
Yeah.
We don't need the protection. We are the ones that provide the protection.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Uh, so you guys, and honestly, women don't really bring a lot to our relationship, to be honest. Um, Nothing that men can't do themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, outside of sex.
Yeah.
I mean,
Put food on the table.
yeah, I can go out to eat. I can
Right.
freaking, I'll make sure. I mean, I've been a single guy for a long time.
Uh-huh.
I'm still alive. I ain't starved to death.
Yeah.
Um, but I clean my house. I can wash my clothes. I can, take my kids and do what I need to do and parent my, so outside of really, there's no woman I can bring in that's going to protect me. Right. She's not going to come in to give me stability.
Yeah.
She's not going to enhance my life anyway that way because I'm already that. But she can come in and be able to enhance my life maybe in comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, but generally, there's just not really anything else. I mean, she can have a great job and make all this money. She ain't gonna give me any of that fucking money. I mean, I don't even want it. Doesn't fucking matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
So her having I don't means nothing to me. I don't want it. I don't. Most men don't. But the the issue is this. This is where your question.
Okay.
I will answer it, and it might be a little controversial, but it's truth. Is women generally all want a long-term relationship, generally.
Right.
So that's what they're always looking for. Man, the men that women want, the portion of men that women actually want
Mm-hmm.
and are looking for, they generally aren't looking for a relationship. They're willing to have one,
Mm-hmm.
but you better be something because they have a lot of choices.
Makes sense.
The men that women aren't looking at, they all want relationships because they have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But women don't want them
that.
men. So it's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you come in.
And that's where I'm trying to freaking, I'm not saying for like women shouldn't date bums.
No.
If a dude's a bum, don't date him.
Nope, he's a bum and he's gonna stay
Exactly.
a bum.
Women shouldn't settle.
Mm-mm.
Women should not shoot for the stars, but go for somebody that's better than average.
Mm-hmm.
They should. I mean, I'm not knocking a woman for doing that. I mean, that's what they should do. They're hypergamous for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot to look out for because if they don't have children, right, and they're dating, they should look for a guy that can provide a lot because once they have a child, they need provisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she can support it, but it's so much. She can be a better mother and a better parent if he's providing everything and she can have the time to do it. And she doesn't have to worry about every other responsibility
Mm-hmm.
in life. If he's taking care of 90% of it, now she can be a better mother. Now she has the time to be a better parent.
So I guess what I want to know is, should the moms be a stay-at-home, nurture the child while the male goes out and makes the money and is the provider? Or should there be that equal, husband goes to work, wife works?
It just depends
Or
on
what?
the relationship. In general, men, if they have the capability, which generally nowadays probably 80% of men don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few of us that do.
Mm-hmm.
If men have the capability, they would prefer their woman, wife, girlfriend, fiance, whatever, to stay home, to take care of them and the child,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to do that. And most women, if they could choose, don't want to go out and fight, in this world. They would rather just be home, being able to raise their children.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's just the way it works. Between just because all this society and the social constructs and bullshit that went on doesn't mean we're not inherently still animals, and it took millions of years for us to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to change in 20 years.
Yeah.
It's going to take another few thousand years to get us kind of out of it if we stay in this clown shit. But so men, like for me, I would prefer to have a woman that stayed home.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take the responsibility of everything. I have no problem with that. Um, I'll go out and work. I'll bring home the money. She doesn't have to work. She can stay, and take care of the child, take care of the home, um, do what the things that I need,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a few things I can't get at, and then she can chill the rest of the time. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go out, and I'm not gonna come home and bitch, that I was out working. No, but when I get home, I expect her to quote work. You know what I mean? And cater a little to me
Mm-hmm.
because I was out working catering to her.
Right. Providing.
Yes,
Roof over the head.
exactly. You know what I mean? And she has no worries.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have to worry about money. She's always got plenty. Doesn't have to worry about all she got. Doesn't have to worry about, oh, we needed, my car broke. Who cares? It's all me. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no worry in the world other than she needs to make her little nest in the home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because women are great at that.
Yeah.
Um, and take care of the child and take care of me when I get home, you know, and in all other aspects, I'll guarantee I'll take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
But when it works like that, most men don't have that opportunity because they don't make enough money.
Right.
So to live in this world, they need two incomes.
Mm-hmm.
So when a woman has to go out and earn, she's going to accept very little lip from her man,
Right.
and the man's still trying to be like, well, under the assumption that I'm still doing it, and it doesn't work. Generally, when a man provides and does all that, it lets a woman be more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And the more feminine she is, the more attractive she is. The more attractive is, the more he's going to try or he's going to do, and the relationship's going to last even longer and be
Okay.
even better.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like you, if you were out working
Mm-hmm.
and he was out working and you had to do 50-50 to make ends meet. And then on the weekends, he wore dresses and carried a purse. Be like, fuck this. I'm out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're ditching him. I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can't act like a woman, right? But you think that it's 50-50 and women can act like men?
Okay.
Doesn't work that way. You won't accept it. Why in the fuck would we?
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense.
So there's a disconnect there that women are now told to be. You can be a man. You can do anything a man can. Fuck man. You don't need them. They're trash and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they freaking try to be more masculine and do things men do,
Mm-hmm.
and then think that men are going to be attracted to them. Just the same way, if a guy acts feminine, it's a turn off for you.
Mm-hmm.
Woman that does masculine shit, it's a turn off for us. We're just going to tolerate it enough to get laid.
Okay. So you just want the okay. Lost it.
Well, what men in general, I mean, if you're just talking about what in a category that they want a feminine woman,
Mm-hmm.
and then he can be a masculine man. Women have a contention with that, but if you ever ask them what they want a masculine man.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to be masculine when they want to,
Mm-hmm.
and then also feminine when they want to.
Right.
Fuck that. So I can choose when I'm masculine and I can wear a dress on the weekends.
I mean, if you want to.
You know what I mean? If you're in a
Yeah.
relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be like, fuck no. That's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Knock it off. It's fucking unattractive.
Okay.
So when women do that, we think the same way. Knock that off. That's fucking unattractive.
Okay. So if I want to put on like my jeans and my boots and go get dirty,
Oh
It's
no,
not
no. A
attractive.
little bit of it's not like that. Um, is just more of a presence and a way about them.
Okay.
You know, you can see. I mean, just like we all know hoes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to talk to them. You know it. You're just watching them for 10 minutes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just like when you see a woman, you know, you can see she's masculine. She's masculine as fuck. It's like sex only. You know,
Okay.
and but if she actually has a feminine side, you know, she lets it out. All right, well, it's a little different.
Okay.
Now we can talk, but don't try this back and forth bullshit. You know.
Okay.
So it's you know, women expect one thing one
Mm-hmm.
way, but they demand the other to never change.
Mm-hmm.
The other side, and so you know, men have been kind of whatever it takes to get laid, you know, because we always kind of curve and adapt and whatever we got to do. But and for like me, you know, I'm something. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, you know, great, but you know,
Yeah.
more than average.
Right.
I demand that they be feminine
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And if they don't like it, then great, they're single.
It's just not for you.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have to be. They can be
Mm-hmm.
single if they want.
They can be themselves, and if someone's into that, then by all means.
Exactly. Now when you're talking about what when it comes to two parents, you know, or working uh households,
Mm-hmm.
two people working in the household. Now, the 20% that can afford it,
Mm-hmm.
that everybody wants, you know, most women all want that 20%.
Mm-hmm.
That in general, they're the ones that women are attracted to. They're their first pick, you know. So is every other woman. So the 20% kind of pick out of 80 or 90%,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we have a lot more selection, which is reverse from average. Because women generally, when you're more average, then women have a lot more selection than men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it reverses when you get to the top 20 because we have plenty to pick from and we have tons of offers.
Right.
So then we're like, what makes you stand out? Now, you know, just in a dating aspect. Now uh when you talk about uh working or staying home, that 20% can have their woman can afford and will want their woman to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And most women do want that. You know, obviously, do they want to be stuck in a house? No, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but if they have, like, when he's done or on a weekend or something, they want to go do whatever, that's great and wonderful. If they want to have once the kids to a school age, they want to have a part-time job while the kids at school, perfect. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think? You know, there's nothing wrong with any of that.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm not saying you know, lock them in a house and you just stay there and stay barefoot and clean, and you know, it's not like that. I mean, it's a relationship, but it is a benefit for them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand they're going to want to. Women are extremely social creatures, so they're going to want social interaction. So
Right.
you gotta understand that as a guy. Um, but the 20% that can afford it would prefer them to stay home, but they're going to demand also that they be feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment they're not, then they're single and they'll just call the next one because
Someone's gonna do it.
generally there's a line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not a line, but you know, generally there's plenty of offers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you select. No, buy. No, you try this. No, buy. You know, and then women. That's where women get mad. Like, oh man, it is now. You know, no. If he told you
This is what I want.
this is what I. That's what he said. But you didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And you tried to do your own shit that you've always been doing with these other guys that you didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
And you got kicked to the curb. Now you're mad. because you lost out because you didn't understand that this is different. I'm going to have to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to have to somewhat cater to him. Just like if there's a bum, you know, making 10 grand working, you know, at McDonald's, you know, whatever.
Right.
And there's an average female that he's dating, he's gonna have to fucking listen to her.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, he gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he don't fucking listen, he's out.
Yeah.
Well, just the same way, because it's such a difference
Mm-hmm.
in the hierarchy, I guess you could say. It's just the opposite when it goes to men that can afford this stuff. You better fucking listen, or you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go to the next.
Right. You're not doing your part. You're not providing what you agreed to.
Exactly.
Why should someone be giving you everything?
And it's a huge for men. You know, yeah, we want to be in relationships and we want children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do. But we're the men that women want. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're very cautious on the relationships we give out
Yeah.
because the way the world works is women control sex. Nobody can have sex unless a woman says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys have a lock
That's
on.
how it should work.
Yeah, well, it is. Unless we're talking about illegal shit, and I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't
Yeah.
condone any of that fucking bullcrap. You know what I mean? But you know, in legal shit, you know,
Yeah.
that's the way it works. Well, the opposite. You know, if you guys have a lock on sex, and women also, for some weird reason, think they can get relationship. They don't. Relationships are given by men. The man decides whether or not you get a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But women these days think that they can decide both. And it doesn't work
That's
that
not
way.
how it works. No.
No, it's not how. So just because, I mean, women think this because they got a lock on, you know, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this without this. When they actually do like a man and they're actually interested in trying to go after a man, they don't understand that he's the one that gives out the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to be what he is looking for.
Right.
Otherwise, don't bother.
Right.
And I'll just move on and find the next one. It's a tough concept for most women because most, like I say, most average, you know, whatever, if they, you know, have sex with a dude,
Mm-hmm.
then a week later they do again. Then the week after that, she decides that they're just a couple.
Right.
Well, it isn't her to decide. But for an average guy, he's just happy to be with somebody because he has nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, women don't want them guys, you know, or if they date them for a portion of time, they don't last long. Yeah, they're
Gone.
next. You
Yeah.
know, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, you had the same shit go on in your life, I'm sure, at one point or another.
It's happened.
I'm just stating it as out there for everybody knows. But yeah, that's the differences. What men are looking for versus what women are looking for, and I mean, the higher you go
Mm-hmm.
in that percentage, I mean, if you're looking for a freaking guy that like makes a lot of fucking money and is very influential, has a lot of status,
Mm-hmm.
the less he gives a fuck about what you want. And you better be whatever he wants. He will treat you well.
Mm-hmm.
He may treat you amazing. But don't try to put your own crap into that relate. You be what, otherwise you're just single and he'll just grab the next because there's plenty of them standing in line.
Yeah. Someone wants that.
Exactly. And when we don't have, you know, for like me, do I want a relationship? Yeah. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Stay single for a while. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I have my children.
Till you get that one person just blows your mind, can offer what you want? Or are you just,
Are they going to be willing?
I hope so.
Women today, they don't freaking, they 90% of them are freaking masculine as fuck.
Hmm. I need to get out of my house more.
Well, I mean, masculine traits, they're very uh, uh, bold.
Mm-hmm.
They're very outspoken,
Yeah.
demanding, uh, ambitious,
Mm-hmm.
confident in themselves. You know, you've seen all these, them are masculine traits. Because that's what, think about it. Do you want your man to be any, have all those? Because they're
Okay.
attractive.
Yeah.
Them are what makes a man a man.
A man don't want to date him.
Yeah, the man don't want to date himself. I don't want to date myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to date a woman.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, you know, I said a lot on the podcast that all, you know, all single mothers are this, you know, whatever, all the horrible stuff. But a feminine woman is the most amazing thing on the face of this earth. Hands down.
Okay.
But 95% of women ain't feminine anymore.
Hmm.
That's why, like, you hear a lot that men are going out of the country to look for wives.
Yeah.
And they're because women here are masculine as fuck. You go to another country, women were raised different. They are very feminine.
Yeah.
And that's very attractive.
I want to, take care, make the food, clean the house,
In general,
rub
yeah.
the husband's feet.
In general, but it's just like if the United States, all men, or, you know, 95% of men, 90% of men, or whatever, were extremely feminine, extremely. And you want a fucking man, you go to other countries where they're raised like men to find your husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we're doing here. Just because women want to do it doesn't mean we have to put up with it.
Yeah.
The ones that have the ability and the resources to do it, we're going. We ain't gonna. We're splitting, and we don't want to be here. You know, not with this clown crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and only so far in the last years, it's only getting worse. It's not getting any better.
So what do you think the reason is?
I think women, like, they got this, what is it, fourth wave of feminism going on now, right? Aren't we equal already?
That's what I thought.
So what are we fighting for? But they're still fighting.
Yeah.
And feminism still say men are trash. Feminism is always anti-man.
Mm-hmm.
But we're already equal. They already got more rights than what we do. Women have more rights than what we do, but we don't complain.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys want more fucking rights. I don't fucking get it. And then when it comes to a relationship, you don't want it 50-50 and be equal. You want him to take more responsibility. So you want more rights than him, and then you want him to take all the responsibility. I don't think that's fucking the way this is supposed to work.
It doesn't sound right.
No.
Something's not matching up.
But it's reality.
Yeah.
And you wonder why men are turned off, and a lot of men just aren't getting in relationships anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They just not giving up. They just, it's not fucking for them. It just isn't. They're not attracted to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, fuck this. I can do everything myself.
Yeah.
You know, if I need something, there's always so-and-so down the block, you know. Well, there always is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crazy thing for women. They don't think about it. They don't really sit down and I mean, men, we have to think about this shit. We have to figure it out. Because if we don't figure it out, we can't attract women.
Yeah.
But women, they don't ever have to attract a man, so they don't ever really they don't ever have to really sit down and think about this. Most of the time when I bring stuff like this up and talk to them, they're like, I never fucking thought of that before. What, are you fucking living? Are you an adult and trying to date in this society? What?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd be like a guy sitting here and me telling him, well, yeah, women like confident men that are smooth and can treat them well. You know, and he'd look at me going, what? Really?
Huh?
Because if that guy didn't know that, if guys didn't know that shit, you'd be like, what the fuck kind of world you living in? Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're saying to the women. The fuck world are you living in?
We're just hiding.
Well, yes, I'm not saying you. You are, yes, we all know you're not the average. No, you do have a different mindset. And that's the main thing is different mindset is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to be everything. You just have to be open to understanding and trying.
Right.
You know, that's all.
Be able to listen and understand, what that other
Exactly.
gender's coming from.
Exactly. I mean, really, I bet there's tons of women out there that have zero idea what men think are attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Zero idea what men really want. If you say just take food and sex out of it, tell me 5 things that men want.
Besides food and sex.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And you're 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you married.
Yeah.
And you still don't even know.
I just go along with I guess it's basically just treating them as how I would want to be treated. So, I mean, I'm that, workaholic, but also wifey. I come home, I make the supper, I do the dishes, I'm doing the laundry, but I'm also waking up early as hell to go to work to do so. But I also expect my partner to, get out of bed and go to work too.
Darn right.
I don't care if you come home and eat all the food that you want that I prepared for you. Sit down, I'll rub your feet, whatever. But I still want you to also provide.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, like I say, he's got more duties in a relationship than a woman does.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if everybody is equal, right?
Yeah.
Well, if everything, let's say, is equal in some of these equal freaking relationships that people talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's all equal, they all make and they all pay and they all do the equal amount of work and they all do, well, when somebody kicks in the door at 3 a.m, she has to get up 50% of the time and go defend the robbers.
Right. I hope not.
It's not gonna fucking happen.
No.
The moment that happens, he rolls over and says, "Your turn."
No, bitch. Please.
He's fucking single.
Yeah.
At that moment, you're fucking single. I don't give a fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how in it can be fucking, what the fuck? It can't be equal.
No.
You can't.
It's really not. I think as long as you're just giving the effort in.
And well, yes, men really don't care. They'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for one deal is if he's dating you, he doesn't really have any restrictions on you.
Mm-hmm.
And everything you do is fine. He doesn't really say, I don't freaking like when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
He don't really give a fuck about you. The moment he starts saying, I don't like it when you do this,
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer if you do, you better start listening because he's starting to tell you, I'm starting to care and I'm starting to, fall in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you, I don't need to do that. I don't need to put up. He's done.
Yeah.
He just moved you from potential wife to I'll date and sex only.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ever going to take her serious. But
Just
we
not
don't
being open-minded.
But we don't ever tell women that. When a man could date a woman
Mm-hmm.
and and want to wife her up. She's just the greatest thing ever. And then when he starts telling her, hey, this and that, he's not going to say, well, yeah, not going to wife you. I'm just going to date you. No, we make the decision in our head like that. We know. You'll never know. We'll never treat you any different, but we are never going to marry you.
Just going to go for the ride.
Yeah, we're just going to ride it on out until we find something better. I know it's horrible. Women do the same thing.
Yeah.
Women, they know in most relationships, women are the ones that leave. When they do leave is usually 4 months after they decided they were going to leave. They already know, and they've been working for 3 or 4 months trying to kind of set other things up for they can get the hell out. They already knew there's nothing he could do. They were done.
Okay. That happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it works between the two genders and different things. But we've been running for a while. We got like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We've been running. See, conversation's easy. You're all nervous to start with, and it all worked out great. I didn't bite, did I?
Just a little bit.
Well, that was just because, don't tell your husband, any of that stuff. No, that was bad. No, I didn't do it. So, but yeah, we're probably going to shut it off here pretty quick and get out of here. I just wanted to let everybody know that I did get a message from someone, Derek O, and he said, "Fuck you, Marty." But so, all right, whatever. So just had to throw that out there. Anybody else, hey, if you want to be on, just get a hold of me, message me. I don't care how, and we can talk and set this stuff up. Give a shout out to Betsy, and we, for being here and being a good sport, and everything went well. And it's great to hear your perspective and to understand what you're kind of used to. And I think your input was like, so women being on here is actually a wonderful thing because they just don't know. And, I can't give the woman's perspective,
Yeah.
Even if I can, when you guys give me a certain perspective or people in the future, I can look and say, see, that's why we don't fucking listen to it, that kind of shit. Right. So, but yeah, I think it's an extremely important part that, I get women on too, even though they're probably going to argue and fight, and I might have to badger a little bit, but that's only if they're being real mean.
Yeah.
It ain't like I'm going to cry.
No.
I mean, no, I'm not going to.
Later.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe later I'll curl up in the ball. Yeah, that's me. You're fucking right. So, but I did want to say thank you very much for you being here and being a good sport. Everybody just kind of, understand what we're all trying to say and where we're trying to come together for everybody understands. It's not a negative and a positive. Sometimes there's gray in between. It's like, this is what you need to understand. And you need to bring that to a positive, and that's going to be the best thing in the world. So, if we can ever get to that, I don't think I'm going to change anything, but we'll fucking see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd change one person's life. That's all that fucking matters.
As long as you can make that one difference.
Well, that one, but as long as you don't look like Quasimodo would be good. And I mean, what the fuck? They're out there.
Just be open-minded.
Yeah. And so we will be leaving Betsy's contact information so you can get on, follow her or whatever in the description or whatever. And so I'm sure if she'd like follow and blow her stuff up, be all happy and stuff. And guys, you send the dick pics there, she'd love it. I'm sure.
Jesus, no.
Oh yeah, like, why not? Yeah, your husband's gonna be pissed, but what the fuck? I don't give a shit. He's gonna come fucking just yell at me, and that's then we'll drink a beer and we'll be good.
It'll be all good.
Yeah, that'll be all good.
Just no dick pics, please.
Yeah. You know where to send them. All right. So.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
Oh, heck yeah. I would, man, anytime you want to come down, like I say, it's gonna even, we'll have, you'll be on we'll have a big debate with a guy or something, and you can yell at him
there you go.
and kick him.
Yeah, this was just the warming up.
Heck
See what
yeah.
I was getting myself into.
Floor play.
Yeah.
Floor play.
Yeah.
This is floor play. This is, this is in a woman context. This is floor play. Yeah. Just the warm up. Yeah.
I'm seeing what his weaknesses are.
Oh yeah, I got all kinds of them. I'm just a horrible, horrible, horrible individual. But I did. So we're gonna get out of here, and I just want to make sure you guys are definitely comment, and I want to hear them. And you got to subscribe, because otherwise, we all get bored, and then Betsy's gonna cry. You don't want to see Betsy cry.
You don't want to see me cry.
Fuck no, you don't want to see Betsy cry.
No.
No.
It's like that sad puppy.
And if you make her cry because you didn't subscribe, then her husband will come find you. And then, yeah. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Just wanted to make sure everybody's still on. Give me comments, give me some likes. And even if it's just to say, love Betsy, because everybody loves Betsy. So, all right. You guys stay cool. Do what you need to do. Try to man up. And we'll be back with more information and saying things you didn't want to fucking hear in the first place. So, all right, I'm out.